Hi everybody, I'm Angie Hunt. We're in studio here at LDRS Creative and super excited to be joining you tonight. Hello to everybody who's coming in here. It's so nice to see everybody's names and I love seeing where you are from. I'm going to give a quick hello to everybody and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about us. So hello to Teresa in Long Island, New York. Teresa, is it Quinstead? I don't know if I slaughter names. I will do my best.
Yes, she does.
Hello to SCT. I see SC. I don't know if it's Catherine or who's out there tonight from SCT, but hi and thank you. Thank you, first off, to SCT for having us here tonight for this partner celebration. We truly love working with everybody at SCT. It's an absolutely fantastic group of individuals. So thank you so much for having us here. Hello to Chris Lawler Creative. And let me see, I need more names. Names went off the screen. Oh, Chris is in Wakanda, Illinois. I love seeing where you're from, so please let me know. Oh, it's Megan from SCT. Hi, Megan. Hello to Lynn in Drysdale, Australia. Very nice. That's a long way away. Nope, perfect, Angie. Thank you, Teresa. I will do my best every time not to try and say names correctly. Hello to Jan from Illinois also. So anyway, all right, I'm going to roll on. So if I see more names coming up, because right now I'm seeing like the same names. So anyway, we are LDRS Creative. We're located in Michigan in the USA. We've been around for quite some time. I know, I always see, people say, oh, we haven't heard of you, we haven't heard of you. We are a small family-owned company. But we've been doing this a long time. Hello to Sandra in Ontario, Canada, Lori from Texas, and Maura from Chula Vista, California. I love saying those kinds of cities. It just kind of rolls off your tongue. So we've been doing this for quite some time. We started way back. I actually got my start, well, really in scrapbooking, but with card making, I was designing for other companies, using their products and doing like magazine spreads and things like that. And I wanted to kind of work with some things that I didn't see out there. So we kind of started this company and it's been going on for quite some time now and it's been really great. So we've made a lot of friends and we've got to do a lot. We've got to really expand our product line. We started with stamps. If you ever see the name Little Darlings Rubber Stamps, that's what LDRS stands for. And that was our name, or is our name, like the parent name, the main name, the official name. But as we added new products to our product line, calling us a stamp company just wasn't really all-encompassing of everything that we do. So we were known already as LDRS, just to shorten it, because Little Darlings Rubber Stamps is a mouthful. So we went with LDRS Creative so that we have everything creative. So we've got stamps and dies and stencils. We've got storage. We've added embossing folders. We've done a lot. We have a lot of things. We've got our glass mat, our gorgeous glass mat, which you'll see once we go overhead. But yeah, so that is a little bit about us. Now, I can see your questions. So if you do have a very specific question for me, I'm going to be looking up as I'm going to be covering everything here today. I do have my right-hand guy, Alan, Mr. Husband Producer, who is here as well. He'll be monitoring some questions. If there's anything that I need to answer, he will let me know that as well. Quick little reminder. We do have a giveaway going on. It is on the SCT blog. So you want to go to the blog post for the LDRS Partner Celebration. I believe you leave a comment there to get in the running for that giveaway. So we're going to get rolling. I do want to talk to you a little bit today about our newest collection. Now, we offer new collections quarterly. I know that we used to do them a little more frequently, but it just seemed it was too much for us, and I think it was too much for you guys too. It was just too much stuff coming at you all the time. So we do releases quarterly, and our largest collections are typically going to be in our January, February collection, or basically our first quarter collection and our third quarter collection. And then the second and fourth will be a little bit smaller. But anyway, this one has got over 40 products in it. So I'm going to take you through everything, but I'm going to do it in groups so that we're not going to spend an entire hour just going through all of that. I do have some gorgeous card samples to show you, and then I'm going to do a project for you to demonstrate one of our newest products that we've added in, and I think is really, 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 really fun. And I think it's fantastic no matter what your skill level is. It could be from beginner to, you know, full-on, you know, designer for, you know, magazines and stuff like that. It's going to be really, really fun for you to work with. So we're going to start by going overhead, and I'm going to talk to you about each of these little collections, like I said, and then we'll go into a demonstration. All right, Mr. Hunt. So we're going to start here. First off, well, this is the glass mat that I mentioned to you. Real quick, we don't have these in stock right now. They just sell out very, very quickly. These are on the way back in. So we do have this gorgeous glass mat up for pre-order at LDRScreative.com. Real quickly about it. This is going to measure, it measures 18 inches by 24 inches, and you can see it is absolutely stunning, gorgeous. Squirrel and Vine is another company that, that I'm actually an owner of. I partner with somebody for Squirrel and Vine, but it has this absolutely stunning and beautiful border to it. If you haven't seen this already, the gorgeous grid just kind of melts into the background, but it's also a workable grid. The great thing about this is the entire thing is backed with iron, so it is magnetic. You're going to get with it 4 neodymium magnets. These are gorgeous, low profile, very, very strong magnets. And then you also get this ruler that has magnets as well. So these are coming back in stock really soon. So let's move on though. So the first thing that we have in the release, I'm going to show you this little cluster here. So if you haven't seen our stack and collage yet, we're going to stay zoomed out here until we get into card samples. So we have a whole bunch of new stack and collage stamps. And yes, I'm going to tell you what stack and collage means momentarily. So as you can see here, each stack and collage stamp, these are 4x6 stamps, and they each have a theme. So these are going to span all the way from, we have Haunted for Halloween, Giving Thanks for, you know, the harvest season. This is a general winter cold weather. It's called Baby It's Cold Outside. Down the Chimney, obviously, this is for Christmas. And then we have 2 postage collage sets. One of them is Christmas and one of them is all occasions. Now, the way that these work, I'm not going to take you through every single one of them because, like I said, I don't want to spend all of our time doing that. If you do, by the way, want to see a very detailed step-by-step look through these, you can go to our LDRS Creative YouTube channel. I actually stepped through every single one of these much more slowly and detailed last Thursday. Real quick before I get into these, I do lives almost every Thursday night, and they're crafting lives. Alan, this has gotten really blurry.
Yeah, put your hands down.
So,
there you go.
is that better? Yeah, we got to fix that. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay, there we go. So they are crafting lives, and the reason I do them is I want to show you how to use our products, and I want to show you different ways to use our products so that when you get our products home, you can hit the ground running and start crafting. Anyway, so again, every Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, on our YouTube channel, they're free classes. They literally are classes, and they're absolutely free. So I'm going to take you through what a stack and collage stamp really is about. Like I said, there's a theme. On the back, we show you it colored up. Each one of these is going to have a very similar mix of items. So we're going to have some little icons that go with the theme. So we have the witch and the haunted house and the little, you know, I don't know, what are they, goblin hands or whatever you want to, not goblin, what are they called? Like I don't know, zombie hands. We're going to have large words like beware. We're going to have a mix of fonts. All of the words and sentiments are all going to have to do with the theme. We're going to have some small words, some large words. We're going to have some curved words in here. We're going to have some definitions. You're going to be able to create really fun and amazing collages with these. So we have all these different themes. So let me show you what a collage is. This is a collage. So when you think about a collage, I think a lot of the times we think about like those family frames, you know, that you can get at, I don't know where, Michael's or wherever. And they have like, oh, thank you, Laura. Laura's helping me with the word zombie. Thank you. You see those family collage frames. So you can put all your different photos in there and just create this collage, these memories and everything. Well, this is what we call a collage, what we at LDRS call a collage in card making. So I loved looking at like journals and things like that, and I don't do journaling. So I thought, how can I bring that kind of concept into card making? And then this was born, the stack and collage. So you can see in the background here, we actually started with one of our ledger stamps. So we have a whole stack and collage product line. The nice thing about having something like a ledger stamp, that's those lines in the background, is it kind of gives you a starting point and you can start building and layering. Choose a few colors. And you're literally going to be stacking colors upon, on top of colors, and words and icons on top of each other and to the side of each other, and creating this really fun collage that is centrally themed. But the nice thing about it is you can customize it. So you can really, you can make every single one of these different. This one has like the word horror is the definition. It says horror, an intense feeling of fear, shock, or disgust. But then this one says be very afraid. The scream, ah! They're just so fun. Something wicked this way comes. It's really just kind of about balancing color and just creating something really fun. And like I said, we have a whole range of these. Here's another example. Now this one is more free form, where we didn't start with a ledger. And we just start building. Now you can see we have some of our texture stamps in the background here. That's from our Texturize It. So the really cool thing too about these is that you can mix and match with all different sets and start bringing different elements in. Look at that one, how nice and cool and wintry. Here's a really simple little collage in the center. They're so fun. It really does not require a lot of, a huge amount of skill. You don't need to be like a professional card maker to do this. Look how cute this is. A little Santa, and he's in his little chimney. Really gorgeous and fun. And you can see with these that we're mixing them also, like we're mixing them with some of the arches. This is our new hand-torn arch die, which you're going to see. This one is our new scalloped arches. Here we've got, this is another new die set in here that you're going to see. It's called a mixed scallop. But it's just really fun. So you can kind of mix these up however you want and just start layering. So really, really fun with those. So that is what collaging is all about. Now, we added some beautiful, these are also part of our collage stamps. This one is called Timeless Meadow. And these are all about collaging as well. You can use them on their own, which you're going to see card samples on their own, but you can also lend these into your collage cards. You can color them up. You can leave them without color if you want as well. You can mix these in with textures and really fun things. But the three samples that I have here to show you really just kind of show off three of those florals, and these are just very simply watercolored. And then we've layered them up with our new hand-torn squares. So pretty. And I'm going to be showing you those dies very, very soon. Aren't those just stunning? They're just so gorgeous. So, so beautiful. And again, they're exactly that. They're timeless. These are things you can use over and over and over, year after year. Now, I wanted to expand our stack and collage, and I thought a really fun way to do that was with these wonderful puzzle frames and puzzle scenes. So let me show you what this is called. Now this is also a new addition to our product line, is something that we call product suites. So all of our product suites are going to have this beautiful bright pink packaging. If you notice, we had blue packaging for the Timeless Meadow, and we had an olive green for all of our stack and collage. All of our packaging is kind of color coded that way. That's new, brand new with this collection. So a product suite, the definition of that for us is that it's going to have 3 or more products that are specifically designed to go together. Now, this is the puzzle frames. The puzzle frames, this is a great staple to have in your craft stash, because this isn't only going to be used for Christmas. We're adding more collage scenes, and we're going to be expanding on this. This has been one of our most popular of our new collection. This is an add-on or an expansion of the stack and collage. So in here, this is a 6x8 stamp set. These, by the way, are currently they're on pre-order because we sold out, and these are more of these are arriving next week. So in here you get this large frame, which is, if I can show you this card right here, it's just a little bit smaller than an A2 size. And the black lines in the background, they're the straight lines, not the curved ones, but the straight ones are this frame right here. Okay, and then we have all of these are like building blocks. So to create the arches, if you wanted in here, right, we're using this stamp right here. And you might be asking, well, why do you have 2 of them? This is the one where we've thinned out the edges and the top so that I'm very particular. I did not want to have an overlap that would thicken my lines when I was laying it into here, okay? So if you're going to be adding half circles into or arches into your frame, you're going to use this one. If you want to build your own, and that's what all of these are for, you can build your own shapes. That's why they're called puzzles. You can create whatever. This is literally just using this rectangle and then 2 of these arches. That's it. And you can create your own little puzzles, your own little vignettes or frames. And you can just go to town on it. We have the puzzle scenes. This one happens to be all Christmas based. We've already got, I think we have 2 more coming out in our next collection, which will be out in November. And but anyway, these are all shaped to work in all of your little puzzle frames. So you see that some of them are curved, some of them are going to fit in your little squares, some of them are going to be vertical, some of them are going to be horizontal, all right? And what's really fun is they're zoomed in. So the little images are almost like cropped off, and they're going to fit right up against those lines. And this is how they look. And they're so fun. Another cool thing about it is if you want to do masking, that's what the masking stencil is for. You get both the positive and the negative. They're going to line up for either stamping or, like if I wanted to line up this little area and I wanted to stamp any other stamp that I have, maybe you have some flower stamps at home in your own stash, you can stamp whatever you want in these little areas. Okay, and all of these little boxes. It doesn't have to be just with the puzzle scenes. You can use whatever you want. And you can cover up or align that stencil around that little space, and you can stamp whatever you want, and it's going to stay within that little rectangle. You can also blend color in there if you want. So it's really fun. Now, if you notice in this little area here, we've got some of our stack and collage. So you can use all of your stack and collage items in here if you wanted to stack and collage inside all of these little spaces. Now, these can go in either direction too. You can use all your stack and collage in here. You can use all your postage stamps in here. Really versatile and fun. So this one, we've stamped it with multiple colors. No coloring involved, just get a bunch of inks. This one, we stamped everything in black, and then we colored it in with some Copic markers. You choose how you want to do it. And then this is layered up on our new mixed scallop. So like I said, more of these coming. This is your foundation right here. Okay? Really fun. So next up, we've got 2 sets of these. I love layered stamping. And so I wanted to have some new layered stamps. And so we have one for autumn here. Alan, why don't you zoom out? There we go. So we have one for autumn and one for winter. So autumn has these gorgeous flowers. You can see on the packaging, we're showing you some of the images here. We show you on the back how to layer up the flowers as well. And then there's also available masking stencils so that you can make it look very easily like some of the images are behind other images. Okay, so this first one is autumn blooms, so it's got some beauty, and this can really go autumn into summer, into spring, whatever you want. I mean, really, to be honest with you, both of these you can use year-round, if I'm really being honest. Winter blooms has got some beautiful roses in here. They're so gorgeous. Look at the images here. And then, of course, we have the masking stencils, and you get the positive and negative. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in because I want to show these cards close up. So this one, let me move these over. This is the autumn blooms, and here's two examples. And I love this. We're showing you how you can use all of the stacking collage. Look at this. We've done some stacking and collaging freeform right here, along with our autumn blooms. So gorgeous, so fun. So you can use them just as sentiments. You can mix them with almost anything in your craft stash. Or you can use them on their own to create collage cards. So here's two different examples. And then here is the winter blooms with these amazing roses. Look how beautiful those are. Just layered stamping and the masks. That's it. Pick your colors and go to town. Mix them in, with some of our new dyes. They're just amazing. So I love layered stamping because everybody can do layered stamping really, really easily. Now this is actually what I'm going to be working with in my card that I'm going to demo. So like I said, I love layered stamping, and I thought, how can we do layered stamping but not do layered stamping? So this is, layered stamping is all about solid stamping, right? It's all solids. You're stamping. You're getting ink across the entire image. It's not just stamping the lines or the outlines. You're actually stamping the image itself, right? Well, these you're stamping the image itself as well, right? So there's no coloring. However, the trick with this is I'm not layering one on top of the other. I'm nesting them or inlaying them in between or into each other, which is so doggone cool. I thought this was really fun. So we show you, in this one is the Christmas inlay stamps, okay? And you can see how sizable some of these images are. These are sized for different size cards. So each one of these sets is going to have two that are smaller that you can use in the center of cards, or you can fit them on tags, and then they're each going to have two larger images that are going to be great for like A2 cards or 5x7 cards. So it's a really great mix, and then each one has some additional pieces that you can also stamp to just expand your designs. But we show you how each of these is going to layer up. Okay, so you can see this one is like a little present, this one's like a little gingerbread house. This one is this gargantuan, gorgeous reindeer. He's even got jewelry around his chest there. I mean, he's just so gorgeous. They're just so pretty. And you can mix up, you can use whatever colors you want as well. So this one is very Christmassy, Christmas trees, Christmas presents, and so on. This one is Cozy Days. This one is more about cold weather and woodland. You can see I've already played with this one. But in here, we've got beautiful, almost like a Nordic little coffee mug here where we've got some hot cocoa in it. So you can layer this one up with hot cocoa in the straw. This one is just some beautiful trees and a pathway and gorgeous stars. Here we have deer, and they're not reindeer. They're just, they're not like, I guess they are, they're not reindeer, but they're deer. These are like the deer in my backyard. And then beautiful woods and stars, and then here we have a gorgeous cardinal, and so absolutely stunning. One of them is Christmas, one of them is for more cozy days. Use them how you like, but then we also have the good cheer sentiments, which are really, really fun. So both of these are 6x8 stamp sets. This one is as well. Super fun fonts on this. And really, I mean, and these are really a lot, mostly Christmas, but you can kind of mix and match. Some of them are curved. The fonts are really fun. You can underline. You can do like a little dash line if you want. You can circle words, whether they're larger words or smaller words. We have to and from. You can make some of your own sentiments, like wishing you, warm wishes and mistletoe kisses. You get the idea there. Let me show you how some of these look on cards. Here's one. Look how pretty. Let me lower that down. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? This one has some gold. You can just really, however you want to do them. That little cardinal. This one is a 5x7. And all of the dies that you're seeing here are all new dies, by the way. This one's embossed. This one is on our ovals. Now the ovals, I will tell you, the hand-torn ovals have already sold out. We have hand-torn in all of your 4 standard shapes. The ovals have sold out. It's going to be about another 5 weeks before they're back in stock. And here you can see how we circled it. Remember I mentioned the little circle stamps. You can do it in a different color and circle it. I think it's so cute. I love that. The colors are just so pretty. Okay, and then look at that one on a square card. Again, hand-torn edges here. So that is the inlay. I'm going to be demoing this, but I'm going to move on right now. So I'm going to get through these, and I don't want you guys sitting there for too long wondering if I'm going to be demoing anything. Oh, and thank you so much. Your comments are so sweet. Okay, so for the very, very first time, we're adding 3D embossing folders. I love these. I love 3D embossing folders. I've wanted to add them for a long time, but I just couldn't figure out how I wanted to add them. So with the idea of the product suites, that's where it came in. So we have two 3D embossing folders. This first one, it has yellow packaging because it's not part of a product suite. This is 6x6, and it's called Perfect Petals, and it has this stunning large floral background. These are not Christmassy, either of these. You'll notice in this collection we've got Halloween, fall, all occasion, all year long. We've got Christmas and winter. This is what it looks like. Look how beautiful that is. So gorgeous. All right. So that is the Perfect Petals. I have that on a card that I'll be showing you shortly, but I'm going to set that one aside. I want to talk to you about the Sweet Magnolias. I've been trying for how many years now? 11 years to grow a magnolia bush in our yard. And I've been failing miserably, so I decided to create my own. So here I have my own magnolias. This is, again, a 6x6 embossing folder. This beautiful, gorgeous magnolia, here's the back of our packaging, is about the size of my hand. Now, I don't have large hands, but you get the idea. You will see on the product suites, and I forgot to mention this on the other, but on the product suites, we're going to be showing you on a lot of these, like, you know, what your coordinating products are that go with each of these. This one notes that it has a stencil layering guide on the inside, so the packaging insert is going to open like a book, and you're going to have a beautiful layering guide on the inside. I'm actually going to show you that real quick. So whenever you see that on the back of our packaging, you'll know what that means. So this is going to open up, and then here is our layering guide. And we're going to be giving you, suggestions. These are the colors that we used in our layering guide. We're going to give you a couple of card samples, again, with suggestions of what colors we used, and maybe even suggesting some products that might work well with your new item. So we're trying to get you started right away with everything. Okay, so product suite, this happens to have 4 pieces to it. So the embossing folder, this is a 6x8 stamp set. You have the same image here plus an additional image, and then these gorgeous sentiments. Layering stencils, on the back we're showing you the stencils. Stencil layering guide is inside here as well. You're going to notice it's inside the stamps too. So you're not going to lose that. You're going to have it in more than one place. And then coordinating dies that are going to cut out everything. Okay, now these dies, this largest die is going to work on both your stamp and your 3D embossing folder, just so you know. What does this look like when you emboss it? This is what it looks like when you emboss it. Isn't that stunning? You want to see it in color? Haha. Here's an example of it painted. Now this was stamped, not embossed. This is the one that, this one was actually, this was done with the stamp set and then watercolored with no line watercoloring. Let me grab one of the embossing folders. Here you go. This is one of the embossed ones. So you can see that wonderful dimension. And then this was actually colored up with the stencils, and this one is all layered up on our, our hand-torn arches. Notice we have 2 hand-torn arches, one in white, one in teal, and then we have this cut with our standard arch, which our standard arches will fit beautifully. They will nest right into both the hand-torn and our new scalloped arches so that you will still be able to see the beautiful edge. Okay, very carefully designed that way. Here's another card. This is with the additional flower that is in the stamp set. And then here's another version, because magnolias can be, you know, in our imagination, any color we want them to be. Now, I mentioned that perfect petals. The first embossing folder that I showed you, here's 2 samples of what you can do with it. This is one where we just did like a rainbow of color in the background. We embossed it, and then we sanded off the top. So you get that little bit of pattern in there. And then here we did the same kind of process where we did some rainbow color in the background, embossed it, and instead of sanding it, we went over it with a gilding wax. Isn't that beautiful? So gorgeous, easy to do. Super, super fun and easy. Okay, what else do we have here? Next up, now I gotta get through this quickly because I wanna make sure I have time for my demo. Next up, we have a whole range of letterpress, okay? Our letterpress has become hugely popular. They're all press plus foil, so all of our letterpress is going to be in pink. Any coordinating products that we have with them is also they're also going to be in pink. So they're press plus foil because you can letterpress them with the better press. You can also hot foil them, all right? And here's the back of all of ours. So this first one is called Billowing Blooms. Here's 2 card samples with the Billowing Blooms. And then that has coordinating dies. Absolutely romantic. I absolutely love them. They're so pretty. The next one is, well, romantic. Romantic bouquet, but so beautiful. They almost look like vintage flowers to me. They're so, so pretty. I love showing everything colored up in different colors as well. Okay, so gorgeous. This one, I don't have a sample for it, but this is our arches. So we did a couple collections ago. We had some wonderful letterpressed arches. These work beautifully on our arch dies, all of them. And this one is an addition to it where you can nest in all of these little words. So first of all, you get the solid frame that you're going to letterpress. And you can nest in all of these things. Now these are all of the arched sentiments here are Winnie the Pooh. So we have, I'm never afraid with you, laugh till your tummy hurts, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And then the last one, no matter the day, no matter the weather, life is just better when we are together. So, so fun. So all of these work with our arches. They all of those are going to nest into the beautiful arch here. They're just gorgeous. So, so fun. Oh, and then of course we have 2 cutting dies here for these other 2 sentiments right here. One of them says enjoy today, and then for someone special. So fun with those. This is a background. Gorgeous chain link. It's a little bit larger than an A2 so that it goes off the edge, so you're going to get really good coverage. This one is actually showing you foiled, just to demonstrate how you can foil with all of our letterpress as well. Couple more things here. We've got, let's see, some autumn. This is pine cone blooms. This is almost as large as an A2. And here's a couple samples of what you can do with the pine cone blooms. So, so pretty. And then this one, and of course we're using some of our Stack and Collage sentiments. This one is foiled, and then you can see in the background, if you have not used your letterpress with no color and just press it into the paper, this is what it looks like. Try it. Really, really fun. So that is the pine cone blooms. We also have layering stencils that go with that too, and there is 6 stencils in there. Classic foliage. Every single one of these is its own letterpress. Okay, so here's an example of it's its own plate. So here's an example of how you can mix and match your colors. They're all different textures. Some of them are just outlines, some of them are solid, but you can have a lot of fun with these. They're just beautiful. You can just overlap them and make them look like some of these are forward, some of them are behind. Letterpress them all in black. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Looks like a gorgeous sunset. So pretty. And then of course I forgot to show you this one. This is our pine cone blooms on those large, this is a 5x7 on that large oval that we are going to be restocking soon.
Or they might find it in stores.
Yes, you might find it in stores as well. That is a very good point. And then we have our Christmas. One of our, where is it? This is one of the most popular ones. This is Merry Christmas, and it's a little cabin in the woods, and this is what it looks like. Now this one, we've trimmed it with one of our hand-torn dies, so we cut off some of the edge a little bit, but it's actually a little bit larger but we cut through it a little bit. But it is absolutely stunning. This is just letterpressed in a gorgeous olive green. This one is foiled, if you can see that. Foiled and then very loosely watercolored. And then here we're showing a beautiful reverse. Isn't that gorgeous? So lovely. That one is called Merry Christmas. And then we have the Happy Holidays, which also has a die, and it has a separate die here that will cut out the little bit in the center, and this is what it looks like. Here's a couple of samples here. So pretty. I love these. So that is the Happy Holidays, and then we have the Christmas flower. And why do we call it the Christmas flower? It looks like a poinsettia, but it's not a poinsettia. So I really want poinsettias that are tall on really leggy stems, and you can't find those because they don't exist. So we drew them. We drew them. So this looks like a poinsettia, but it's a very long stem poinsettia, and here we're actually showing it watercolored. So pretty, and it does have a cutting die, so absolutely stunning. Okay, and then last but not least, I've mentioned all of these dies. The only one I don't have here is the oval, because we literally sold out of all of them, including the one that I had. So hand-torn, we have the beautiful circles, hand-torn squares, hand-torn arches, hand-torn ovals that I've been showing you. Those are coming in soon. We already had hand-torn rectangles. Those are in the store. And then we've added to our arches, well, here's the arch. We've added to our arches with hand-torn arches and the stitch scalloped arch. And like I said, our standard arches that we released first are going to nest just inside all of those scallops, so you can still see the scallops, and just inside all of those little hand-torn edges so you don't lose your edges, okay? And then, last but not least, is the mixed scallop rectangle, which you've seen all over the place, and I'm actually going to be working with this tonight. One more thing, our watercolor paper has been hugely popular, especially since all the letterpress has taken off so much, because it is fantabulous with letterpress. It is 100% cotton, 110 pound. It is acid-free archival. It's absolutely wonderful watercolor paper, a gorgeous, gorgeous white. Everything you've seen has been done on our watercolor paper. So absolutely wonderful. It gives you a gorgeous impression, and with our hybrid inks, they're not going to bleed, they're not going to run, they're just fantastic. Okay, so told you I was going to work with this. We're going to make a project, and I'm going to be crafting tonight with the Cozy Days Inlay, and I'm going to use some stamps from the Good Cheer, and then it's all going to be mounted on the mixed scallops. So let's get crafting. Haha. I did do some prep already. I'm going to show you a couple of other things that I have here. So I do have a block in case I need it. Whenever I stack and collage, I like to use a block, and so I always have one of these on hand. I'm not stacking collaging right now, but I always have one of those on hand. So I've already done some of my die cutting. So I've got a card base here. This is Nina Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. I like it if the card is portrait. I like a top folding card. So this was 8.5 by 11. I cut it at 4 1/4, scored it in 5 1/2. And I always like to have my 110-pound weight because it's a nice, good, thick, weight, and it gives me a good base. So with my mixed scallop, I have cut out of this beautiful, this is actually a little more purple than it appears on the camera, but with lights and camera, you never know. It looks almost like a Merlot, I think, to you guys maybe. But anyway, you can see this beautiful arch, and then you can see this really gorgeous deep deboss line. You're going to find that on a lot of these dies in this set. They give you that beautiful deep deboss frame, which I think is stunning. And then I've used the second die in the set here. This is what I'm going to be stamping on. Normally I don't cut these first. I normally stamp first and then I cut. So I have one that I'm going to work on and one for backup in case I make a mistake. It has been known to happen. All right, and what other things do I have here? It's literally a grab your inks situation, okay? So I've grabbed some inks, and what do I have? I've got 2 shades of green, all right? So these are our hybrid inks, which are fantastic for almost all of your crafting needs. You don't have to think about what ink you're going to grab. Just grab your hybrid because it's going to work in most situations. If you're going to be watercoloring, this is great. If you're going to be using Copic markers, it's great. Letterpress, fantastic. Color blending, great. Solid stamping, which I'm doing here, great. So key lime pie and evergreen. Those are my greens. So literally just a light green and a dark green. And then I chose some colors that match my paper. This paper here, this one right here. So I chose, this one is Fandango, and then this one is called Boysenberry Blast. And like I said, this is actually a little more of a purple in reality. And then I've got some browns. So this one is iced tea, coffee beans, so like a medium and a dark brown, and then I have my raven, which is a black. And then last but not least, I have some kind of a gold. All right, so let me move these up here, just clear my little way here. And then I also have my Stampendable so that I can stamp it beautifully. I am going to use my Misty. So I'm going to get started. And I decided that I wanted to stamp this image right here for you guys and just kind of show you a fun way to do it by mixing up my inks a little bit. So I was kind of playing with inks a bit. Thank you, Lori. Lori says, I love your inks. Thank you. I do too. They're my favorites. Okay, so in looking at the back of this, you can see what I need. So I need 3 stamps. I need the deer, I need the trees, and then I'm going to need those stars. All right. I'm going to start with the little trees because that kind of gives me placement all around. All right. If I started with the deer, it doesn't really give me a height or a base. So I'm going to start with the largest die stamp. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. I'm going to start with the largest stamp because that's going to provide me with good placement. I'm going to move my sentiments out of the way so they're not under my arm. All right, so I'm going to roughly center this here and then go ahead and pick it up. Now, I thought it would be fun to kind of mix things up a little bit. Let me get some things out of the way here. So I have right here, let me see if I can get this on camera better so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got both of my greens and then I've got my pinks as well. And I'm going to actually use all 4 of these colors on my trees. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my lighter green. Now, this is solid stamping, right? Which means I have a lot of surface area of this polymer to cover. It also means that I have bigger surface areas where I may not get perfect stamping, so I may have to stamp more than once, and that's okay. Now I'm going to go with the darker green and just kind of bring some of this in here too. And try not to cover all that lighter green. Now I'm going to take my pink, this is my Fandango, and I'm going to go around the outside to like some of those little stars, maybe the tops of the trees a little bit, and just kind of go around the edge. All right. And now I'm going to get my boysenberry and come in on some of that as well. And maybe see if I can leave some of that pink a bit, that lighter one. And if not, that's okay too. But you never know where the color's going to be because it's just kind of hit or miss in playing with it. Okay, so I've got my Stampendable. Make sure everything is lined up perfectly here. And I'm going to ink this, or press this. Okay. Oops. Let me do a little more press in the middle. There we go. There we go, just that little bit. It's just really light. Okay, so I am going to do this again. Remember when I said we might have to do this a couple of times, and that's fine. So I'm going to come in with my lighter green. Make sure I get it really good in the center. And I'm going to come back with my darker green. So some of the light is still in there. My kind of lighter pink. And I think I'm going to add even more of that darker pink. I'm going to bring that maybe around a little bit on the bottom, a little more up at the tree, around the bottom there. Maybe a little on the side. Okay. However you want to do it. Okay, I agree, can't live without my Stampendable. All right, there you go. Look at that. That's what we want right there. So pretty. I love, now if you think about color theory, okay, and you think about the fact that your red and your green are complementary, so they're opposite on the color wheel, right? That tells me that I can use one color to shadow the other color, all right? And that's kind of what we're doing here. So when I have, granted, these are not red, but it's a version of red, right? It's a pink, so it is a version of red. So that's why they look so beautiful when you blend them together, because one starts to shadow the other. All right? So that stamp is done. Now I'm going to grab my deer. I'm done with these colors now. I can put these colors aside, and I'm going to grab those deer. And for the deer, I'm going to use my iced tea, my coffee bean, and raven. All right, but the first thing I'm going to do, let me move these out of the way. First thing I'm going to do is make sure all of this is lined up right. I'm going to move this down here so I don't get my, Alan always says, what is it you say, the Wookiee?
Wookiee.
Yeah, whenever I put my head in the camera, see? He'll say, there's the Wookiee.
There's the Wookiee.
Okay, so let me see if I have these lined up. Now, here's something I'll say too. I know some people, there's a lot of people that don't like it when their stamps get stained. If you'll notice, I cleaned my stamps with our extreme cleaner, which is hands down from what I've been told, the best cleaner out there. But a hybrid ink, it does have permanent qualities to it, so it is going to leave some color behind in your stamps. But here's the benefit to that. I can see where I'm placing my stamp, which is very important. Okay? It's very important when you're lining things up. Okay, so I'm going to use a mix of colors again. So I'm going to start with my lighter brown. All right, so this is my iced tea. Ink that up really well. I'm going to move to coffee bean. I'm going to stamp this around. And just kind of leave some areas a little bit darker. All right. I'm not going to go to Raven just yet. I'm just going to work with my browns. Get my browns where I want them. And again, it's solid stamping, so we have a greater surface area, so I'm probably going to have to come in again, and that's fine. So all over the entire thing with my lighter brown, I'm going to come in with my coffee bean, kind of around the edges a bit, leave a little bit of, put a little bit of dark in the middle there, however you want to do it, and then ink again. Okay. Oh, you can see it's getting darker now. I can add to some of these shadows in here with my Raven, just a little bit. Maybe on the chest area, a tiny little bit. Maybe on the front of each of them, just a little bit. The little legs, just that little bit. And now I have some more shadows on them, and they just look so pretty that way. So don't forget, just because you're doing solid stamping doesn't mean you can't use multiple colors. All right? So you can layer your colors up right there on your stamps. And certain colors are going to be more stubborn when you're cleaning than others, right? Reds are always stubborn, blacks are going to be stubborn, but that's okay. I'm cleaning off that extra residue so that when I go to stamp the next time, I don't have that. It's not going to be picked up by the ink, okay? So let's go ahead and put this away. Now we're going to move on to the third step, which is the little stars. All right, we have different stars in here. You just have to look for the one that is noted on the packaging when you look at the pictures. Okay, so where do our stars fit? They're going to fit, and if you just, again, you just have to look at your image here to see where your stars fit in there. Which stars do you look for? Right here, and then where do they fit? So my lowest star is going to go right down in there. Okay. So we're just going to kind of rotate this around till it looks like the picture on the back. Line up my stars. If you don't get it perfect, don't worry about it. It's okay. Okay? No one's going to know. Now I'm going to go with I like to use Brilliant's Galaxy Gold. It's my favorite one to use, my favorite gold. I actually love this so much I have it in 2 sizes. So I have this little dewdrop, but I also have the full size for when I'm stamping larger things. So beautiful gold stars. So pretty. Gorgeous. So pretty. Give this a quick clean. I agree, perfection is overrated. Thank you, Gail. Yeah, I agree. I think it is absolutely stunning, you know, to see it used and really to get a feel for what all you can do with it. Okay, so now I need a sentiment, and I'm going to grab I'm going to move my magnet down here, and I'm going to grab a couple of sentiments. Now this is a set of sentiments that you can use with everything. It doesn't have to be just with these inlays. You can use this with anything. So I'm going to go with Good Cheer, because maybe this one's not going to be a Christmas card. Maybe I just want to wish somebody good cheer. Why not? So let's put this here. Let me see how much space I have in the bottom. Okay. I want to make sure I leave a little bit of space up at the top. And I have one more word that's going to go up above here. Let's put that up a little bit higher. I'm going to play with this. I'm going to use the Wishing You. Let's see where that's going to go. So if Wishing You goes about here, then I can raise Good Cheer. All right, but I'm not going to do Wishing You right now. Did you want to say something, Alan?
You have a question from Lynn?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you contaminate your stamps with other colors when you're layering?
Yeah. Pink pads.
Yeah, probably. Be honest with you. Probably. You can see I have it on there. I can come in there with, I can ink that off on paper. I don't worry about it, to be honest with you, but yeah, I can act. Yeah, it's a great question. I can ink that off on paper just to clean it up, which I will, if I remember to do it, I'll do it. I can do it at any time. I don't have to do it right now, but yeah, I certainly did do that. It's probably better when you start with the lighter color and then go to the darker color. So like I started with my light green, and then when I go to my dark green, it's not going to be noticeable. It's not going to do that. But I did do that with my pink, obviously, earlier before when I was doing something somewhere else. So yeah, if you're going with a lighter color over a dark, that can happen, but just ink it off on paper and you'll be good. Okay, so here we go. I've got Good Cheer. And I'm going to do this in, was that straight? That is not straight. Okay, let's try that again. That's going to drive me bonkers if it's not straight. Let's see. I think that looks better now. Yes, that looks better now. I think it's better. Although I think it's over too far to the left. But, all right. You're going to see how anal I can be right now. I think that looks better. Okay. Is that straight? What is wrong with me? For goodness sakes. Sorry, my husband's laughing at me. I can't put my head over the top of it, so I can't see if it's totally straight.
They're getting a small glimpse of what it's like to be around you, but not the full effect.
He says you're getting a small glimpse of what it's like. Perhaps you could use Mini Pouncer to apply the ink to the stamp. You certainly could do that. Certainly could. It's a great idea. There we go. Yes, yep, use the grid lines on your Misty Door. That's what I was doing when I looked up, and I thought, oh shoot, that's exactly what I was looking at when I said, is that straight now? Problem is I can't put my head over it. Alan thinks I'm crazy, but I don't have to, he thinks I'm weird, I should say. I don't have to, I can tell just by looking at something if it's straight. If it's like, he gets irritated if we're hanging pictures on the wall or something like that, because I can tell him if something is exactly straight. And he will tell me that that he's got to check it, he's got to get his leveler and all that stuff. And then he's like, son of a gun, how do you do that? When he realizes that I've gotten it perfectly straight just by eyeballing it. But I have that kind of balance with my eyes, but I can't put my head, I can, but I don't want to put my head over the camera or in front of the camera right now. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm going to go to my brown. So I did the gold because it matches the stars, and now I'm going to use this brown to balance. I've got that beautiful brown on my, what are they called? On my deer. And I'm putting a little wishing you up here that I think is so cute. Look at that. Looks like it's all handwritten. Love it. Oops, that's not closed. There we go. And then I'm going to put this one away. I am a putter aware of stamps and dies because I don't want to lose them. Putter aware. That's a new word. Okay. So look how cute that is. Isn't that fun? And you got that beautiful shine because of that gold ink. And then we're just going to very quickly layer this up. I'm going to get some foam, some scissors, and I'm going to layer this up super quick. This is my favorite foam. It's Scotch foam. Nice and thin, so it allows me to control how thick something is layered up. So these stamps, by the way, are fantastic for mass producing your cards if you wanted to. Because you can just do one step over and over and over again. See if that's centered. I think it is. My card base isn't folded perfectly, but we're gonna pretend that I didn't notice that. And just get my foam on here. Now this, by the way, is a really good example of what my Thursday night classes are like. And like I mentioned, they are completely free. And it's really just so that you can see how, you know, some examples, I guess, of some inspiration. You can craft along with me, by the way. We oftentimes will have a bundle that is discounted. And it's a class bundle. Let me make sure I'm doing this in the right direction. It's a class bundle, and it's specially discounted. And we usually put them up there 2 weeks before my live so that if you want to craft along with me, you have plenty of time to get your product in your hands first to do so. Generally, when we're shipping within, here's the thing, we oftentimes ship the very next day. Sometimes we ship the same day that your order comes in. We do ask that you give us 48 hours, but we ship pretty quickly. So there you go. Look how fun that is. You will have the most unique cards out there with this set, with a lot of these sets. So, okay.
This is a lot like the lives, except with less mistakes.
Oh, they're asking, Megan's asking for you to put a link in there for the YouTube, for the live. Are you able to, do you know how to do that, Alan? This is my IT director husband. Do you know how to do that? Is Linnea on tonight?
I don't know. I haven't seen
If Linnea's out there, she could do it. Okay. Why don't we come back to the front? Okay. Oh gosh, everybody, thank you so much. Here is my finished card. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love crafting with these. They're so much fun. So, oh, thank you so much for joining me here tonight, for joining us here tonight. It has been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed showing you our newest collection. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you found something in there that you like at least. So now don't forget that there is a giveaway. So make sure to go out to the SCT blog and leave a comment on the blog post for LDRS Creative so you can get in the running for that giveaway. And make sure you check out all of the other blog posts and know that there are other partner celebrations. If you haven't gotten to see those, check them out. I've actually viewed some of them and they're really, really great, really fun. Lots of wonderful companies that we all just love working with SCT. So again, thank you to SCT for having us here tonight. Truly appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. Yeah, that is everything. I think we almost wrapped it up in an hour. So thank you to everybody for joining us here tonight. I absolutely love doing this. We hope to see you at our Thursday Night Lives. Our next one they're always at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, I don't know if he was able to find a link or not.
SCT did it.
Oh, SC, thank you.
Yes. I'm social media illiterate.
Yes, Alan is social media illiterate. All right, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your evening, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night on our